Decided to have a little bit of a change with regards to my haul videos. Instead of doing like a video every time I get one little thing, I'm just going to compile everything I get and do a monthly video. And I call those videos Junk for the Heap. This is going to be whatever I get in the remainder of June. Today is Wednesday the 16th, and I've got 2 parcels in the post this morning, one of which is something that I have been hunting for since December 2019. Not non-stop, kind of on and off. It was a silly price for what it is. I mean, it's bigger than I was expecting, so maybe it's slightly more value for money than I originally thought, but this is one of the last 3 pieces that I need to complete my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Vintage Playmates sewer playset. This bit is always missing, and as far as I'm aware, one of these hasn't been sold in the UK for a long time on eBay. I already search for stuff on eBay, I'm not on Facebook or anything like that anymore. Recently back on Instagram, Shooty Toys. But yeah, this is renowned as being the hardest part to find. Why this was a separate piece and it wasn't just moulded on, or why this was even included in the first place, because it is so pointless, is beyond me. Maybe Playmates figured that, you know what, in 30 odd years time, we'll be sad, fat old blokes whinging about losing this and not having this on their playset, and we'll sit back and we'll laugh at them. So here we go, it's going to be quite the moment. This is the hydrant cap. That doesn't even fit on the hydrant, so again, even more pointless. But there's a tiny little hole. Fuck my life. The second parcel, bless them, it's got some hand-drawn instructions. How sweet is that? A nice little note. To our Shooty from Ben Waspshot23.
Yeah, boy.
See, Ben recently got in touch with me saying, I've got a hot rod for your shelf that you don't have. There's something else in here as well. Little tiny Legends scale Optimus Prime. Look at that. Old school Legends figures which don't even exist anymore. This is lovely. Thank you very much. Look, another hot rod. So my last 3 hot rods have been Cyberverse ones. So according to Ben's instructions, grip him by the middle, spin his legs round, and there you go. Another hot rod for the Hot Rod Shrine. Ben, thank you so much. Gifts like this just brightens your day, keeps you going. Today is Saturday the 19th of June, and I've just had a nice little parcel in the post. I think this is from my mate Rob. Me and Rob have followed each other for a while now on Instagram and YouTube, and he was very helpful when it came to my music and how I mix that, because he made me very aware of audio compression. So without Rob's help, my stuff wouldn't sound anywhere near as clean as it does these days. I mean, my mixes are far from great, but thanks to Rob, yeah, they sound a lot better. And he recently got in touch and said, your favourite WWF belt was the classic Intercontinental, yeah? I was like, yeah. He said, oh cool, I've got something little to send you. I'm assuming that's what's in here. This is pretty exciting. That is very cool. It's like a double pin badge of the plate of the classic Intercontinental title belt. This is from Slam Crate, which is like a wrestling version of Loot Crate. Very nice. Awesome stuff. Cheers, Rob. June has very much been a month where I've been obsessed with this Doom Wad BTSX. Still playing a game that was released in 1993. Madness. So I figured I would include anything that I've pre-ordered this month as well. So far, G.I. Joe Classified Barbecue. Barbecue is one of the very few G.I. Joe figures I had as a kid. And I've also pre-ordered the Ram motorcycle with Breaker. I'm so glad to get more vehicles in this line. Wouldn't mind a couple of bigger ones maybe somewhere in the future. And I've also finally given in and pre-ordered Transformers Kingdom Commander Class Rodimus Prime and the new Valaverse Action Force Sergeant Slaughter figure. As a kid, I remember being really confused that Sergeant Slaughter, or Sergeant Slammer, which added even more to the confusion over here in the UK, was a wrestler and an Action Force / G.I. Joe figure. Captures him in all his glory with his massive jutty out jaw. Just feels really mad to once again, after decades and decades, to have Action Force mixed with G.I. Joe. How random. I also decided to pop an order in with Collectible Kingdoms because they're one of the only places that have the G.I. Joe Classified, there's a theme here, Cobra Infantry. I originally passed on this, but then after seeing better close-up pictures of it, he's got a different skin tone to the one that I have, the Cobra Island one, so it became an instant need. Today is Sunday the 20th of June, and I've just done something really silly. Ever since getting this part for my Ninja Turtle sewer playset, I kind of had the bug to try and complete it, and in my head All I'm missing now are the two TV cables from the back wall by the bunk bed thing. So on eBay, I saw an entire back wall panel listed with one of the TV cables and realised it was the same seller who was selling the yellow part, which is pretty cool. I sent an offer. The offer was accepted. Happy days, I thought. So I was talking to my mate James about it. He's like, oh, you must be buzzing. How many bits are you going to need now? And I said, just the one more TV cable. And something clicked in my head, and I wasn't exactly sure whether I was right about the number of TV cables. So a good few years ago, Retro Blasting did a full restoration video on one of these, and I thought that'll be perfect. I'll go check it out. And there's 3 TV cables, not 2, like my brain somehow got muddled up with. And he was saying that there's one TV cable that is rarely missing because of the way that it's like threaded through the back of the wall and is kind of permanently attached. And that's kind of when my heart sank. I looked back on eBay, that was the TV cable that was included, and lo and behold, on my sewer playset, I have that cable attached to my TV. I just bought something that I don't need at all. I contacted the seller, asked them to cancel. I was so honest in my message. I was like, look, I've just bought this because I thought I needed the TV cable, but it's the 2 bottom ones that I need, and blah, blah, blah. And the guy was so understanding. To his credit, cancelled and refunded me immediately. I was over the moon. I was so happy. I think the moral of this story is, don't eBay when you're at work and you should be doing work. Because that's exactly what I was doing. I should have been at work. I was a naughty lad and I was window shopping on eBay and I was impatient. Silly old Dave. Today is Tuesday the 22nd, and if you're new to the channel, I absolutely love my WWF Hasbro figures. They are probably, if I had to think about it, my favourite toy line that I collect. Recently they've had a big resurgence thanks to the Mattel retro figures, and even more recently, the Cella Toys Wrestling Megastars line. Yesterday, Cella announced a new figure for their lineup, and that is British wrestling legend Giant Haystacks. He was a British wrestler in the early 80s, and British wrestling wasn't on TV by the time I was a wrestling fan. But I do remember Giant Haystacks appearing in WCW over in the States in 1996 as part of the Dungeon of Doom as Loch Ness. But sadly, his best days were behind him, and it is widely reported that the poor guy had stomach cancer during this run. I can only assume that a Big Daddy will follow these, and it'll be proper awesome to have a Hasbro style Giant Haystacks and Big Daddy on my shelves with all these American lads. And even more recently than Cella, the Zombie Sailor Toys line. Now, Zombie Sailor is doing some incredible work with these. He has the original 90s Hasbro designer who also did G.I. Joe and all sorts of stuff that we all know and love from the 80s and 90s. Ron Rudat. He's got him on board to design guys that didn't get figures back in the day, along with current wrestling superstars. And when I first saw these, I was massively excited, and then find out that they were going to be USA and Canada only. This created a huge storm of entitlement and whinging from everybody not in the USA and Canada. I must admit, I was upset myself, but I don't take things like this to forums and to Twitter. But yeah, I think so much noise was created that Zombie Sailor has realised how big of a market there is and is looking for ways to distribute these internationally. Like, I'm not convinced that they're the biggest match to Hasbro. They're very detailed. And if I had to sum them up, they kind of look like NECA quality sculpts, but deformed because of the way that Hasbro have like big arms, short legs. This being said, I want them. So if they are available over here, I will be buzzing about that. Yeah, I didn't fully intend to include news in these videos, but it's just great times to be a Hasbro retro wrestling figure collector, and I'm loving it. Today is Saturday the 26th, and I have yet another parcel. Do you remember when I said I got that yellow part for the turtle sewer, and it kind of made me want to put more effort into finding them? Well, a similar thing has happened with hot rods. Ever since I got the hot rods off Ben and X and Ferris, I've been thinking I should get some more hot rods. I don't have enough hot rods, clearly. And the hot rod I decided to look for is kind of the hot rod that started it all. The Classics hot rod from 2006. Now, I first got this in 2007 and won't have seen one mint on card since then. This isn't an amazing condition mint on card figure. There's a big old crease on the back and the bubble is a bit bent and squished. But I'm going to keep this on card anyway because this is a hot rod that I should never have sold. I did so, I think I sold it to Dave Mentz. It's when I was in a really awful snobby stage of being a Transformers collector, when all I wanted was Masterpiece scale stuff and third party Trixie determined to get her butt on camera. And yeah, I sold off absolutely everything else. All the chug scale stuff, all the mainline stuff. There is a few of them that I regret getting rid of. This being the main one. It's weird because I still remember buying this along with Bumblebee and Starscream. And at the time, I was with a partner who didn't really agree with or support the whole adult collecting thing. Adult collecting, Jesus. So I bought the 3 of these and I hid them. That probably says a lot about the relationship that I was in back then. I also, during that time, bought, I regret getting rid of this massively, a Korean cassette boy Soundwave thing. Now looking back, it was probably a knockoff, but yeah, the box set was beautiful and yeah, miss it. And I got the Leader 2007 movie Megatron as well. They were all hidden in the spare room, like some sort of dirty, nasty habit. And you know what, I just didn't feel like I was myself ever in that relationship. So that represents this part of my life as well. I'm noticing a few things already that I didn't notice first time round when I had this. The Velcro flap, which goes hot rod in his car mode, and then his robot mode. That's really, really cool. And on the back, there's an error. It's got like a number 1 and a number 2, and those things depict certain parts of his figure accessory / features thing. Number 1, tailpipe becomes laser. Fair enough, all good there. Number 2, data communicator. Nope, that is his spoiler. But yes, very, very, very happy to be reunited with this. This feels lovely, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, just transported back in time, because I've mentioned in previous videos on my previous channel that the shop I was working in also had alternators before these, and I would look at those alternators longingly and just knew that I wouldn't be able to have them. And by the time they were gone, I'd missed out on them. And I was like, oh, okay. But then the classics came in and I just could not resist. I did what I had to do and my life became a lie. And you know what? Fuck it. The other mad thing is, because I figured, I wonder if this barcode is still on the system. And I scanned the barcode and it is still on the system. And they're all out of stock everywhere. That's rubbish. I've pre-ordered wave 2 of the Numbskull Designs Doom figures. These things look super cute. And pretty much as soon as I did, I got an email saying wave 1 is delayed. Cracking stuff.
This name and this figure actually triggered the name for this channel.
So me triggering Rich, triggering Zort, triggering Zort Rider, triggering channel names, triggered me to get the robot that triggered my channel name. And this is a little bit of an ambiguous one because he's kind of known as Junkyard as well, but the Generations figure is Junk Heap. So yeah, after getting that highbrow with Zort for Rich for his birthday, I wanted a Junk Heap for my Junk Heap. He arrived yesterday along with this repaint of the Classics Hot Rod. This is the one that came with a repaint of Universe Classics 2.0 Galvatron. The mold degradation on this is strong, but the paint scheme is lovely. This is more than likely going to be the last thing I get for June, so I'm going to sign off here. So yeah, let me know what you think of the new format. It is just essentially me ripping off Zort Rider's weekend toys, but spreading out over a month instead. Bring on July, and July's toys. Should be a couple of pre-orders dropping, and you know, just the usual stuff that I don't ever really intend on buying, but will catch my eye, and a bit like a magpie, shiny things excite me. And you've just got to buy these shiny things.